I don't really know how to start this video, and I guess this is like a first official try at YouTube because the rest of my YouTube videos are just kind of throw ups or thrown up. I don't fucking know. Anyway, I want to talk about believing in oneself. And yeah, I get it. You've heard it before. There's so many videos about believing in yourself. However, in 2026, I kind of started asking how it works and why I should believe in myself. What are the specifics? And how does manifesting actually work? How does positive self-talk, what does that really do? And for me, it's changed my whole life. It started when me and my friend got in this huge fight. We stopped talking for like, I don't know, a week maybe. We got in a huge fight over the phone. I can't remember the details. This was like in, I want to say February. But this fight really made me like, and being alone after this fight really made me question everything. And at the same time, I was really going through it when this is right when the Epstein files like were really big and everybody was reading the shit and it just came out. And that shit was ruining my fucking life. And I mean that because I worked a really soul-crushing job that I liked to do, and I was learning, and I was working, and no problem with the work, but it was very, very toxic. Very, very toxic. And people that know me will know what I'm talking about. And people in the industry that I'm in will know even more what I'm talking about. But I thought I was making a good decision, career decision, and that just obviously now wasn't the case. But after the Epstein files came out, I would come home and sit on my phone until I went back to work because my feed was just full of this crazy Epstein shit and everything getting exposed. And I would just scroll until I went to bed late. And at the time, I've been smoking weed for several years, dabbing for several years, vaping, and every day I was just not at work, but after work I was just high as a kite, high as I could. And I wasn't doing a lot, but it was doing a lot for me. And vaping on top of that. I don't drink. I never really drink, but still just a zombie doom scroller, high as shit every day. And the Epstein file content that I consumed every day made me so depressed and angry, sad. And it started getting me into spirituality in the same way that I saw the Epstein files. And I directed what I was watching every day, making me depressed, into this new form of content of opening my mind, for lack of a better term. Forgive me, I am not the best content creator, YouTuber, whatever, but I know the message gets through. I'm not worried about it. Somebody's gonna care to see it. But after I picked myself up a little bit and I stopped watching this terrible content, and I met some people through Instagram that were on this kind of wavelength, and I had a call with one of them, and they basically confirmed me as a person and everything I'm going through, and I felt there's a lot of mutual respect through strangers. This person will also know what I'm talking about. I started doing things like journaling my day. At the end of the day, I would write my day out every day. And my dreams, I would write down my dreams, which at the time I had no dreams, and I hadn't really had dreams for years, years and years, because I was such a heavy smoker. And the more I did this and the more I started to care about myself, the more sober I got, the more I gave a shit about everything. And very slowly, I outgrew the job I was at that I hated. And eventually, that job became completely insufferable. I just couldn't do it anymore. And I walked out one day, and then the next day I quit. And I gave them 1 week out of the 2 weeks, and that made them really mad that I didn't come back for the last week, because they're very toxic people, and I don't really care what anybody thinks about it, because it was a terrible place to work, and everybody there is fucking miserable still. And by the way, I had no plan when I quit. I'm still haven't really like gotten a full-time job since. Like, I went back to being a stagehand, which I've been a stagehand for 5 years. I just went back to doing shows instead of doing the same kind of stuff in a warehouse, right? I was a warehouse employee, 7 to 4, and every day. And now I'm just on call doing shows. And I actually did one today, and it was very nice. And now that I've said all that, what I want to say about believing in myself is things I've learned since all of that happened is karma is very real, and it's probably not how you think of it. Believing in yourself is loving yourself, and loving yourself isn't vanity. And I've also learned, and I guess this is manifestation in a sense, that if you know something is rightfully yours, like $1 billion, a beautiful wife, a beautiful house, abundance of money, all of these things. If you know that these things or some of these things are rightfully yours, and that you see yourself, in my case, I'm going to be honest, I see myself as an icon. I see myself as somebody on my favorite music artist's caliber. All the people I looked up to growing up and in high school that are kind of underground musicians, well, not musicians, but artists, I see myself as one of them. Like when I see them, I see me. And for the longest time, I really saw that as delusion, like a tall tale, like big dreams of a kid, like thinking I can fly like Superman type nonsense dreams. But now I think that's exactly what I am, and I think that's what I'm supposed to be. And I think it's up to me to know that, to accept that, and to let it happen to me, or not reject it, or feel like I will get rejected, because then you're saying you're acknowledging that it's not yours and that it couldn't be you, when that's not the case at all. I don't feel that way. I feel like that's exactly what I'm meant to be. More than being super rich, more than a lot of things that I feel like would be priority for most people. But to me, I feel like there's a lot of imagery. But what I think is important for me to say, whether you believe me or not, is that we're taking this whole life shit too seriously. And if you hold on to how much you want something, if you hold on to your like if you really crush on somebody and you really can't imagine life without that person, and you just obsess over this person or a thing or fame or money, or if you never have enough, if your whole life you get more and more or you do better and better and it just never satisfies you, you will never leave that. Fucking phone falling down. You will never leave that feeling. Right now, I'm doing the best I've ever done in my whole life, and mentally, as well as externally, right? Internally and externally. And for me, the internal is way more important because I've been really fucked up in my head my whole life. And I've had a really poor mindset my whole life. And now I would say I'm one of the wealthiest people I know. And I fucking mean that. Not on some manifest shit. Like, no. My life is so much better and blessed compared to all the adults I know around me, because they are trapped in these mental prisons, boxes that they put themselves in, of wanting more, not being enough, self-doubting, things that I am learning every day and getting better at to not have, not do. And now self-doubt, I don't really have self-doubt. And if I do, I see it immediately and I stomp that shit out. I am satisfied with what I got. I'm grateful for everything all the time. And I actively try to be, right? But I'm not grateful for, like, for example, I'm not grateful that, like, that this is my life and I could stay here forever. Because I don't want to stay here forever. I see myself with some sort of fame in my future, not just future, but near future. I see myself as um, a leader that leads by example, that helps people. And since I started making reels and content, that has proven me right. Like, as much hate as I get online, I have had people really love my shit. And I've had people turn their lives around as well, which is so surprising, because who the fuck am I? Some poor kid from Centennial, Colorado. Aurora, fucking Lakewood. I lived in a lot of places, but Colorado. Some poor kid from Colorado. What am I to like give to the world? And in my opinion now, fucking everything. Because the way I feel inside, I'd say 99% of people don't feel the way I do. They don't walk around with no doubt. They don't walk around sober. They don't walk around without any anger problems. Like, I have extreme anger problems. And now they're like not even a factor. I don't even have them anymore. Same way I don't smoke weed anymore. Same way I dream every night. Shit just doesn't happen now. And I stopped smoking weed and vaping like that. No withdrawals, no like power down, no like quitting over time, no like, oh, I need to get sober. No, I just didn't want that shit anymore. And, that's not going to happen for everybody. And I don't judge anybody for drinking or smoking or whatever, because I didn't quit with the intention of quitting. I quit with the intention of, I don't want to numb my reality anymore. I want to be in reality. I want to face reality. I want to improve my reality. I literally want to be high on life, and I am. And I know I can show people what I found through complete despair of my reality all day, every day. That's how I got here. Solitude and being fucking miserable forced me to be like, hey, what's this whole life shit about? Why am I here? Why am I doing? What's my purpose? I know I'm like jumping around between topics, but I think this is all very important for you to understand. Like I said, believing in yourself is loving yourself. And if you think you love yourself, it's what I want to say is you can always do better, right? You can always identify stuff. Be like, well, why do I do this? Why haven't I done the dishes in a week? Why haven't I showered? Why haven't I brushed my teeth? It's because you're fucking miserable. It's because you're so burnt out, worn out, or lazy, or usually you're not lazy. You're just bearing the fucking weight of the world, your world, and you can't handle this person, that person, this job, that debt. You can't handle it all. And in my opinion, you're not really meant to. I've kind of just dropped a bag of bricks on a lot of shit, including my 7 to 4 job, right? I want you to think about this. How much do you hold yourself back? In the context of, if you won the prize, if you got exactly what you wanted, would you be like, fuck yeah, thank you? Or would you be like, no, 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 that's okay? Or some variation of that. Would you reject yourself because you deem yourself unworthy because of shyness, because a lack? Do you lack? To doubt is to lack. To doubt anything, to self-doubt is to acknowledge that you're not there, that you're not good enough. And in the same sense, if you're like, I can't wait when I have this, when I have this money. I can't wait when I'm rich and famous. I can't wait when I get this car. You're putting everything ahead of you. You're not you are sitting here right now. If I were to say, I can't wait to get my Lexus, right? That's me fully acknowledging that I don't have a Lexus, I don't deserve a Lexus right now, and that's something that's going to happen in the future. And if I always say that to myself, it'll always be in the future until I fucking die, and I'm not here anymore. I believe I'm an icon now. I believe I'm helping the world now. I am that motherfucker now. I walk around like that now, and I get better at it every day. Nothing you can do can hurt me. Nothing you can say can fuck with me. I don't care. I'm a fucking twink, dude. You think I'm not scared. I don't give a shit. Fear is a choice, as much as it's so hard to admit. Like I said, I know I'm not the best speaker. I got a lot to work on with vocabulary. I say I say I say duh, I say dumb shit, right? I also didn't write any of this shit down. This is all just right off my dome. I hope the message resonated with you, because it resonates with me. If you made it this far and you're still trying to like brush me off, which I highly doubt. But anybody just brush me off like, yeah, I heard this shit before. Yeah, whatever, man. This fucking idiot, septum ring dumbass. I am not talking to you. I am put on this planet to love my fellow man, to love the people around me. I fully believe that. I love you all, even the haters. I hope you all have a great night. And let me know if I should make more of these, because I usually just make reels, so your comments are very valuable to me.